Well, a huge week. Thought we did a lot of really good things versus Texas Southern. Went back and watched it. I would even argue maybe one of the more complete games, maybe more than UCLA all around. Obviously, UCLA was a huge win. But now you've got two amazing opportunities, obviously, with first one being Arizona State, and then the winner or loser of St. Mary's USC. So you got two quality win opportunities right there. So we got to go take the show on the road, and really, really excited about it.
When you say complete, I'm not going to belabor this because I think I am in the minority, but like the first half offense that you saw compared to the second half offense, obviously the second half was better. You guys scored more points, but you didn't see any problems with getting the ball down to Nelly and stuff like that on the offensive side?
That would be, I mean, you had asked the question, and honestly, I was messing with you, but I went back and thought about it and watched. I watched it several times. I did not think the execution was an issue. Getting Nelly the ball in what we call our flow had a lot to do with Nelly as much as everybody else. Nelly's got to demand it down there, and he's got to continue to work. A lot of what we do is 4-around-1, so just Nelly making himself available and not kind of giving up on the post-up. That would have been my only gripe. And miss free throws, but offensive execution I thought was one of the better ones we've had.
And without making this a total sort of get in everybody's head kind of thing, the free throw issue is starting to become a bigger issue because we are 6 games in at this point. Is there anything you can do about it?
No. I this is year 13. There's nothing to do besides make him shoot them, practice them, but you're not the first media member to ask that question, and I don't have an answer. You can't simulate playing in front of 11, 12,000 people. You try to make it about their mechanics as best you can. But other than that, no. I mean, I think I think Donovan's percentage will go up. I think True's will go up. We shoot him every day.
Do you like when people give you suggestions like practice your free throws?
Yeah, I mean, it's just so stupid, but there's so many things that I deal with that are stupid on a daily basis that it's, I just got to deal with it all.
I like how you like me when you say that.
Yeah.
And then the last one, Phillip obviously had a big game. I'm curious if a 1-game sample size kind of overrides a 5-game sample size and he starts getting more minutes again.
Yeah, everything's game to game. I mean, I think the issue is I think Braden's playing well. I don't know if it's an issue as much as a good problem to have, but I think Braden, is looking more comfortable than Phillip out there. I think Phillip will get there. I thought that was a great step in the right direction. Ideally, you want everybody to look that way. I was giving Cade crap earlier, just messing around with him about I'm not going to play him versus Arizona State. He said, you never play me in the big games. And I said, well, don't look like you're going to vomit like you did versus Madison Square Garden. And he said, I'll be ready. And I said, I know you will. And they're all going to, Cade, his minutes will increase. I really love his game. He's going to be really, really good. I think I just look at Phillip like a freshman too. So it's more about just comfort level. And I think a lot of these games are great for them. And it's hard when you're playing at St. John's, you're playing UCLA, then you're going to go play in this tournament to get guys acclimated. But yes, I hope Phillip takes that and really, grow some confidence and belief in himself.
Coach, just looking at Arizona State, you got 2 standout freshmen. Can you kind of talk about them and just overall how you think you match up?
Talented, very, very talented. McDonald's All-American, some good transfers. Going to be challenged. They challenged themselves early, even with their exhibition game playing Duke. But they've had some close games. They went at Gonzaga. Nobody comfortably plays at Gonzaga, and they looked like it was anybody's game. So they haven't played in a little while, which is always a little nerve-wracking for a scout coach. Run a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff, and no, it's going to be a huge challenge, but a great opportunity, but big size all around, so it can be challenging.
And then I know you just talked about like what you liked out of your team, but what do you think you guys need to do to get the win? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, besides all the obvious things, I mean, just The one game we dropped, we didn't rebound the ball well at all. So all the standard things. I think Arizona State's, they could be the most talented team we've played. I think UCLA in the end is going to be really, really good. And I think St. John's as well, but Arizona State's up there with those two teams.
The Players Era Festival starts today in Las Vegas, which is kind of, they're paying $9 million in NIL winnings to the top teams. Are we staring at the future of these MTEs with that tournament?
I think so. Yeah, I think everybody's trying to figure it out. I think everybody agreed paying the players is a great idea. And I think everybody's trying to figure out where the heck this thing's going to go, because the current model is certainly not sustainable. But yeah, you're playing games like that and you're on national TV and you're selling tickets. Sure. Find a way to involve the players in it as best you can. So, I don't know. I think I hope it turns to a point where it's in the school's hands and we get a little more law and order than we have right now. But yeah, you're playing these games. I think why not? It's a pretty cool concept, that's for sure.
What's Thanksgiving like when you get these guys on the road? Just a bunch of team moms bring in some turkeys and cook for you? What do you guys do on Thanksgiving?
No, well, we're playing. So if we didn't have a game that night, it would be different. If we had played at 12, let's say. But, not to sound like a Grinch by any means, but I told Peyton, I said, don't start with all the turkey and all. That stuff puts you to sleep. We need a real pregame meal to get us to perform at a high level. So I think New York, we got to enjoy the experience a little bit more than what we're going to do here. Not that it won't be beautiful. Palm Springs is great, and we're going out today, which is a day earlier than normal, which is good. But no, that'll be a normal day for us.
Any chance you've got a text or anything from Jalen House about playing Arizona State?
No.
You don't plan on reaching out to him and asking for a pregame?
I FaceTimed him the other day just to say hello, but no, nothing there.
All right. True. Speaking of Jalen, who is the energy guy now, and he kind of said that the other day that maybe he needs to do a little bit more about making sure the energy's up when in those lulls, maybe to start a game. Is True a guy right now that is playing about how you expected?
I thought last game he was phenomenal, and I drew up a play to start the first game or to first play for CJ. And he said, "Oh, I'm not the 2, I'm the 3." And we always get confused with the two of them together. I said, no, you go to the right. You have nothing to do with this play. I said, how about we agree to this? If you play really, really hard, I'll draw up a play for you. And he played really hard, so maybe that's all that it took. And I didn't draw up a play for him, so I gotta draw up a play for him. But that's what he needs to be, just energy, rebounds, steals. Everybody wants to score, but and he can score, as he showed that. But sometimes he gets a little caught up in trying to score off the bounce. But that was the big thing we talked about before last game was energy. How do you get it? I think young people don't quite value what goes into getting energy. A good night's sleep, putting your phone away, putting the Xbox away, rehab, all those little things, because I just thought our legs looked really, really good in that game. And now you're going to go play 2 games in a row. So what are we doing leading up to that? But True set the tone in a big way.
Just health-wise, I know Donnie's been a little dinged up. How are you guys doing on that?
Yeah, Donnie looked better. Donnie was another one. I talked to him before we shot free throws. Conveniently, we watched film and shot free throws yesterday, but I just said, what was the reason why you were moving so well as opposed to maybe the other games? He said, took my rehab a little more seriously. And so, yeah, no, couple of little colds running around, but nothing serious just yet.
And like with the back-to-back games, having Tiki, how was his progression? He's looked stronger. How are you feeling with him coming in and filling in for Nelly? Maybe seeing them both on the court at some point.
Yeah, that suggestion has got to stop between the two of you, unless you want just an absolute disaster offensively. I honestly, seriously, it's not as insane. I've thought about it. I don't know if I'll do it, just because it's gonna be hard to. Nelly, although shot a 3 the other day, like I don't know if that's necessarily him, but Atiki, I think, will get better and better every game, and I think you're just going to see it. And he's another guy, really like him a lot, but he didn't have a huge role at BYU, and just like Phillip and just like the freshman and Sacco, I think you're going to see a great progression from those guys. Atiki, phenomenal athlete, quick to the basketball, loved the block shots last game. Certainly needs to work on scoring down low, but I think that'll come. I really do. So very, very happy to have him. And I don't think I'll ever go with those two bigs together. I'm not sure that will work.
Oh, and then, after the bench, obviously, I wasn't here for the post-game press conference, but you got to be feeling pretty good about that, especially with the back-to-back games. Maybe
our bench?
Your bench.
Yeah. I mean, I think Braden, Cade obviously, was scoring the basketball. Phillip was scoring the basketball. They all did really good. I mean, Sacco was the only one who was a little quiet. So, when you have an opportunity with those type of games where you can build a lead, it's great to be able to go to it. And, it's been hard, obviously, with the challenging schedule. But any opportunity we can get, that game experience is huge for the guys. And, I like the bench a lot. I really do.
You mentioned Braden. That kid's been through a lot. He redshirts, kind of disappears for a little bit, and then he very public. Just the way he poured his heart and soul to us last year about his mental health issues. Kid does look like he's playing with a lot more confidence this year. Just talk about his growth and how he got from where he was to where he is right now. Yeah,
I think transferring isn't always the answer. Sometimes it is, and the players have a lot of freedom right now, and I think that we don't talk enough about guys who stay, and it turns out positive. And I think Braden came to me and asked me, what do you think my role will be? I said, I don't know. I said, we've brought in CJ, we brought in Phillip, we're bringing in some guys. I just want to win, man. I don't really care who helps us. Nobody's been promised anything. And so he put his name in the portal briefly because I think society told him, not necessarily someone specifically, like, this is what you do. And then I think he took a deep breath and realized that he loves it here. And he trusts us. We trust him. We want what's best for him. And, the grass is not always greener everywhere else. And him and Q and guys who've been in this program, they never complain. They never have meetings with me about playing time. They just punch the clock. And I think you're seeing with Braden specifically, like, it just seems like he's in a very comfortable space right now and he's performing well.
And Dylan Chavis was not on the bench the other day?
Yeah, he's suspended. I don't think it's going to be a long thing. It's nothing substantially serious by any means, but we'll revisit it after Palm Springs.